Hey, well, tonight we're angry at Michele Flournoy, and if you have no idea who that is, she is expected to be the new defense secretary under Joe Biden, assuming Joe Biden becomes president, of course. And what is my problem with her? Fact is, she is a warmonger. Number one, she's been in government or back and forth between government and private industry for 30 years, each time either working for government or working for a defense contractor. I think her most recent gig is she's a board member of Booz Hamilton, a big government contractor. I think Edward Snowden actually was a Booz Hamilton contractor when he absconded with the files. But let's get back to Michele Flournoy. What is my issue with her? And my issue with her is that she is cut from the same cloth as all the rest. And when I say all the rest, I'm talking about the swamp. And before you hang up, the swamp just means the way things have always been. The self-dealing and the incestuous relationship between lobbyists and politicians and business providers and defense contractors. It is a snarled mess over there. And the term the swamp just refers to the odor that emanates from these self-serving individuals, whether they're currently in government or currently working for the defense industry. They switch back and forth, and that is part of the problem. Michele Flournoy is a war hawk. What that means is she wants to continue to increase America's military presence overseas. This is her comment prior to the invasion of Iraq in 2002, quote, "In some cases, preemptive strikes against an adversary's weapons of mass destruction capabilities may be the best or only option we have to avert a catastrophic attack against the United States." First of all, notice the weasel words of some cases and may. Yes, some cases. Yes, may. But the fact is, in 2002, not only did Saddam Hussein not have any weapons of mass destruction, but even if he had had any, he would not have had the ability to project them into America. We knew that. We, I believe, knew that there weren't weapons of mass destruction to begin with. We certainly knew that Saddam Hussein was not a threat to American soil, maybe to the Middle East, but not to American soil. This is false and a lie on its face. Michele Flournoy has been advocating for military engagements for her entire career. This is why everybody is so happy to see her nominated. And the worst part is that everybody is gloating about the fact that it's a woman. She's going to have a very high position in Joe Biden's cabinet, apparently. But the fact is, she is someone who is going to take us further and further into engagements overseas. America needs to reduce its military reach. America needs to reduce its imperialist ambitions. We are struggling here at home. A lot of our economy is still shut down, and a lot of our economy will never recover. How about we devote some resources and attention to what's happening here instead of furthering our imperialist ambitions overseas? Michele Flournoy is cut from the same cloth as all of the politicians who have advocated for an endless war. She is the architect of the Afghanistan surge, for example, and she was key in the overthrow of Libya. This is a woman who's been in government for 30 years. She has only advocated the government position. I would be a lot happier with a defense secretary who soberly regarded what the threats were to America instead of continuing to expand our position overseas. This is the reason the Roman Empire failed: uncontrolled military expansion. This woman is cut from the same cloth as all the politicians that we turned our backs on 4 years ago. We are going back to where we started. We're going to have an imperialist America. Our children are going to be sent to fight in foreign wars. Michele Flournoy is a prime example of the swamp. Why are we so excited about the fact that she's a woman who's been nominated? We should look at what the policies are. We should always look at what the policies are. We need to start focusing more on what these people are going to do instead of their gender or sex identity or whatever other inconsequential aspect of their lives we consider to be important. The only aspect that is important is what is their policy? What are they going to implement? What does that mean for our children? Are our children going to be sent to fight and die on foreign shores? I'm against that. Unless we have a legitimate national security interest, I am against American military engagement. Michele Flournoy is cut from the same cloth as all the politicians who would endlessly expand our military involvement. She is military. She is the swamp. The fact that she is a woman is an insufficient positive offset to all the negatives that she brings to the table. Everybody who's excited about a woman being in the position, forget about whether it's a woman or a man. Look at the policies she's bringing. She is a threat to our children. She is a threat to our children's lives, and she is a threat to our nation's peace. Projecting violence abroad does not make us stronger at home. Michele Flournoy is the face of the problem, and the fact that it's a woman's face shouldn't give us any comfort at all. Please, let's wake up.